Epique Realty back here again today. And today I'll be going over what are some of the main things that you should look for when you're either joining a new brokerage or switching from your current brokerage, or even as a new agent, just joining the industry as a whole. And so there's a few major things really to look for, because each brokerage has different things that they're good at. Like, let's say one brokerage is really good at training, one brokerage offers agents more incentives than other brokerages. Let's say another brokerage is good if you're a high producing agent and you just want less fees and you don't really need any training and whatnot. So there's a few things to consider when joining a new brokerage as a new agent or even as a more experienced agent. So one of the first things to look at if you're a newer agent is, what am I going to want to do at this brokerage? Am I going to want to be an individual agent where I'm hiring staff, I'm paying for all my advertising, or paying for all my leads and learning the business as a whole, just by myself? And that would be more of an individual agent, especially if you're a newer agent. It's a little bit harder to start out as an individual agent, but people do it all the time, so it definitely can work out. But yeah, as a newer agent, usually I would suggest going with a team, just because in real estate, you really don't know what you don't know until you kind of figure it out. And doing that by yourself is not as great, because you can end up getting in some trouble. But with a team, then you have a broker, a team lead, a mentor, everyone you got a group of people around you that want to see you succeed. So one of the main things, at least the main thing that's most important for me when looking at a brokerage, is the training that they offer and the continuing education that they offer. Because these are two very big things. You always, in real estate, you always got to be resharpening your skills, and just keep improving on what you already know. Because I mean, what you can offer your clients is what you know. So the more you know, the more you can offer your clients, and the better the overall transaction will work. And yeah, so the main first thing, at least to me, in my opinion, is what training they offer and what continuing education that they offer. And you can ask this in the interview, have them show you what they offer as training, like if they have actual in-person training, or is it just pre-recorded video that someone made and you go online and watch it, or is it someone that, like, your broker is teaching you exactly what to do, where to do it, how to do it. And that's one of the big things, especially for newer agents, is the training. The second biggest thing I would say is the culture of the office or brokerage, because some brokerages have a lot of well-established realtors, older realtors that don't really need to be in the office. Like someone that I brought on to our team said he originally was at a brokerage. He thought it was going to be a bunch of training, it was going to be all this great stuff. And then when he got there, he would go into the office and there'd be no one there. So he didn't really know what to do, and they didn't really offer much for him to do. So he ended up joining the team, and he had a much better experience. And another thing that comes along with culture, like, let's say you want to be on a bigger team and you want people in the office, you want to be have people around you while you're making calls and everything. That's a big thing to look at. Like, one of the questions I would ask a broker is, what does the office look like on a daily basis? Like, how many people are coming in here? How many people are not here? How many people are on the team as a whole? How many people are in the brokerage? If it's a smaller brokerage, or if it's a bigger brokerage, like nationwide, or if it's just kind of an indie brokerage, a smaller individual brokerage. Because that'll make a big difference too, because some of the bigger brokerages will have better training, just more basic, better training, and then some of the smaller brokerages might offer you more one-on-one training that could be more what you're looking for. So the third main thing to look at when joining a new brokerage, and this is maybe not as much for newer agents because it shouldn't really matter as much for newer agents, is splits and fees. Because as a newer agent, you really just want to learn and build a base for your business. You really just want to get started, start doing the work, start building your business. And it shouldn't really matter as much your split or your fees, as long as you really believe in the brokerage that you're joining, because you will eventually make back all the splits and fees that you've paid if you're getting trained right and if you're building your business correctly. So as a newer agent, I would kind of disregard this step, but as a seasoned agent, splits and fees are a big determining factor for most seasoned agents. I mean, everyone wants more money and everyone wants to keep more of the money that they made. So that is one of the biggest factors, because I mean, some brokerages offer you a lot more with a 80-20 split, and then let's say there's another brokerage that has a 70-30 split and they barely offer anything. So it's definitely a big thing to look at, and I'm sure most agents already know that, but as a newer agent, I would more kind of disregard the splits and fees unless you're super precautious about where you're going to go and kind of how much you're going to be getting paid. But I would kind of put that on the back burner if I was a newer agent, just because I would be looking for somewhere with the best training, the best culture, and someone that really wants to see you improve. So this last one is also something that's maybe not as important for newer agents. It would be kind of what they offer their agents. So some brokerages are offer their agents everything that they could ever imagine, and some brokerages are offer their agents nothing and give them a maybe tiny split, or maybe they just pay a monthly fee and they're just, it's just something to hang their license to, is that brokerage. So yeah, so basically I'll go back over kind of what I'm trying to keep it a little quick just so that I can wrap it all in here. But the number one thing to look at, especially for a newer agent, is the training and the culture. And the number one thing, at least in my opinion, to look at as a more seasoned agent, or let's say you already have a good base, you already know kind of what you're doing, would be the splits and fees and kind of what they offer their agents, because those will vary massively. Huge difference in every brokerage. And then the last major thing to consider would be, do I want to join this brokerage on a team, or do I want to join this brokerage as a solo agent? Because when you're joining as a team, the brokerage could not represent what the team is about. The team could be completely different than the brokerage, and the brokerage could be completely different from the team. Usually that doesn't happen because teams try to align with brokerages that they agree with, but it definitely can happen. And you really, if you're looking to join a team, you want to interview the team leads and not just the broker. Not just, let's say you're talking to the broker and they're like, oh yeah, we'll assign you to this team. You kind of really want to know what you're getting into. And like I was saying earlier, like the biggest questions to ask are, what's the day-to-day like in the office? Because that'll be a big determining factor. And what's the training that you provide? Is there in-person training, or is it all just online where you can sit there and watch it all day, but maybe not really register everything in your brain? So overall, those are some of the big things that I would look at when you're trying to join a new brokerage.